everyone. Welcome to another episode of Nerds Amalgamated. I am the DJ, and with me today is Buck.
Hello.
How's it going, Buck?
I'm pretty good. What about yourself?
Yeah, I've been good. Another fun day.
Another fun day?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And what did you do that was so fun?
Got my car fixed. Finally.
Okay. Well, it was only, last week that you damaged it?
Yeah. It's only last week. But at least it's...
Where'd you get your license? A Weet-Bix packet?
No. Kellogg's doesn't want to be blamed for that sort of nonsense.
And and that voice over there is my other co-host, the Professor.
Hello.
How have you been, Professor?
Well, I'm slightly less happy hearing that I'm not allowed to pick on you for being a bad driver.
Nobody said you couldn't pick on him about being a bad driver. We just can't lay the blame at the giant corporations such as Kellogg's or Sanitarium.
Fair enough.
We can still call him a bad driver.
Hey, I do drive good. Haven't I done you well, Buck?
Says the guy who just had to get his car because it's been in a crash.
Wasn't a big crash.
It was in a car park and he drove into a old lady that was standing still.
No, it wasn't a car park. It was an old lady driving and standing still.
She was standing still when you ran into her, wasn't she?
No.
Yours are much longer.
She just looked a lot older after you ran into her.
Yeah, must be the shock of her life that her precious car got crashed.
If she had any hair that wasn't grey, you would have sent her grey with stress.
She thought it was a terrorist attack.
Oh, what a show we've got today. We've got about aircrafts, Nintendo, and Netflix. So, Buck, you've got the story about aircraft with no propellers.
Do I?
Yes, indeedy.
You're talking in a really weird voice. Sorry, what was that?
Buck?
I said I rode in an aircraft without a propeller the other day.
Boeing
787.
They still got propellers.
Technically, they're turbines.
Yeah, but they still got propellers in the turbines because the speeds push the air through.
Oh,
because
man.
they got turbofan propellers.
All right, Mr. Pedantic.
Well, you said it doesn't have propellers. It does.
Ooh, the Professor.
Try and be clever with me. No, but this plane that I've got does actually have no propellers. It uses an ionic wind propulsion system. So, yeah, by electrically charging the air and creating ionic atmospheric conditions under the wings, it is able to improve lift and also create drive.
So basically, this eliminates the use of having propellers and turbine blades.
Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty much what he said, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought so, but maybe I was too complicated.
It's basically sending counter electron.
See roboting for you two.
Yes.
Say it again, Sam.
So it's basically an electroaerodynamic craft by sending the current.
Wow. Thinking about electricity must be frying his circuits.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's been a bit James Bond, shaken and stirred the accident. But yeah, like the plane that they've got here that was used with the article, it's about 2 meters long and has a 5 meter wingspan. It's not actually carrying people; it's only a drone, but it's a start. So, and it only weighs 2.45 kilograms. So, at the moment, it's running on batteries. But looking at the wings, I'm thinking you could put a couple of solar panels up on there and keep it up for an extended period of time.
Yeah, but then how? Okay, let's say you're right. They put solar panels on there. What if they want to do night flying? How would they deal with that problem?
Solar panels can still be activated by the moon because it's still solar. You realise the moon is actually just reflecting the sunlight back at the planet?
Professor was going to say something.
Yeah, so isn't this at least partially done with a track on the ground?
Some parts of it are, but I'm looking at like the in the long term.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, so
But-
the current system would use batteries
yes.
or other generators hooked up to the track. In the future, we'll have super mega batteries that will keep your phone charged for months.
Yeah.
I hope, please.
Well, a lot of the battery technology that they could use is already out there. Like they've got batteries for forklifts that are running for upwards of 14 hours non-stop without charge. So if you have that and you have a proper charging system, you could have an array of battery systems, and yeah, you could potentially stay up indefinitely. But as for night flying, the moon's basically just a giant mirror that's reflecting the sunlight back at the Earth at night. It doesn't produce light.
Yeah, I get that. I think I understand that.
Well, the moon's just a big clump of dirt and rock. It doesn't produce light.
I thought it was cheese.
No. And when you get the crescent-shaped moon and all that, like you got the various stages of the moon, that's just when the Earth is blocking the sun from hitting it. How did you not know this before now, DJ?
I have no idea.
My goodness. But yeah, like there's lots of solar technology that can be activated at night, and you can store up power in the batteries as well while charging during the day.
Yeah, I get the storing up part. Yeah, I get that part. But as I said, imagine if storing up is not an option.
Then someone was a complete retard and shouldn't be allowed to their house on their own.
Mhm.
Because if you're using something that's operating on battery technology and you can't just pull over and plug it in, then you want to have a redundancy system there and storage capacity. Like even some of the electric cars out there, like I've seen Tesla cars that have the owners actually carry solar panel systems that are used when you go camping. So when they do an extended drive, they pull over on the side of the road to have lunch or something like that, and they put the solar panels up on the roof, and it charges up the batteries while they're having lunch to top it up.
We did that. They were permanently mounted on the roof.
Okay. Well, there you go.
You mean something similar to this, Professor?
Where is it? Show notes?
Yeah, show that.
Oh, it's loading all the links because I didn't have it open. So
No,
not like that.
Not like
that's-
We had a caravan
That's a
with
shopping centre
solar
car park.
panels literally mounted on the roof, not a shopping centre that has solar panels that you pull in and park and charge up your car there.
Yeah. You can actually get fold-up solar charging that you can carry in a car
Yeah.
when you go
Okay.
camping and whatnot.
You can even get small models to fit in your backpack. I had one when I went to Iceland, and the sun up there is so weak that it took all day and all night to charge your phone. But because there's still 23 hours of sunlight a day, you just hook it up and leave it, and it will charge eventually.
Yeah.
I think there was a video Buck used to show a long time ago where you can charge up a battery with it wasn't solar. It was water powered.
Hydro, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, there's lots of technology out there, but you can't really use a hydro charger when you're flying in a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could probably, you could probably use it so it's, but you have to worry about the drag, but you could probably use it so it still does turn the turbine and it would charge. But once again, you're creating drag, so you're going to be interfering with the flight of the plane.
Yeah.
Whereas a solar panel does all the work without any excess drag. Like, and you found something similar to it, but yeah, there you go.
Speaking of batteries, I nearly blew up a lithium battery last night.
What were you doing?
Well, my mum dropped the phone in the pool
Ouch.
and
Oh.
got me to crack it open and take the battery out so it could dry out. But it was an iPhone, so the batteries are glued down, and I was using my tweezers to gently pry at it. Then I suddenly started smelling it smells like molten sugar.
Mm-hmm.
and that's a sign you've made a mistake. So I ripped it out, ran outside, and threw it away from anything flammable.
I would have just tossed the whole thing
Hopefully it
back
didn't
into the pool.
catch. I could have done that, but then I would have had lithium in my pool.
Oh.
Yeah, but just because of the explosive potential.
Oh yeah. Although I don't think lithium ion does that.
It shouldn't until you start poking it with tweezers and so forth and start disrupting its process and you tear stuff.
Yeah.
And then it can interact with the other electronics. Wasn't that the problem with some of the older iPhones and Samsung phones where they were blowing up because they were overheating and all that?
Yeah, the Note 7
The Note
explosion.
7,
Yeah.
It was because they didn't include enough clearance around the battery.
Yeah.
So any flex in the phone would get transferred to the battery, which would wear out the shielding. And then it would short out on the circuit board and pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So therefore, they do explode if you abuse them.
So basically, Professor, you voided the phone's warranty.
Yeah, but the phone's warranty was pretty voided by being in the water to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't you supposed to just put them into like a big container full of rice and that draws out the moisture?
It helps, but it's not a perfect solution.
No. Probably still a tiny bit better than poking at it with tweezers. Actually, just remembered something. Can we take a moment just to say thank you to all the firefighters out there in Queensland that are fighting the massive bushfires all around the place?
Yeah, all up and down the east coast at the moment.
Yeah,
and that are visible from outer space. It is so ridiculously huge.
Yeah. There's apparently a blaze over at Stradbroke Island from last I recalled.
Yeah, I can smell it at the moment. I've been smelling it most of the day.
Oh, dude. Oh, how'd you put up with it?
You just do the same with everything else in life. You just get on with it.
You toughen up, sunshine.
Yeah, well, they're saying that this is the teaser for the main attraction. Next few months are going to be even worse with the summer season coming up soon.
Couple of days.
Yeah, would not surprise me.
Yeah.
But people don't want to do all the proper maintenance and care that they should. So, yeah, they're ending up with all sorts of build-up of underbrush and so forth, which results in massive bushfires that are burning out of control.
Yeah. Apparently we might be getting some storms so in the next few days, so hopefully that alleviates the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully,
yeah. But back to the topic about the planes with no propellers. How long do you reckon it will take before we get to commercial and military use for this type of tech?
Decades.
No, I could actually see it within the decade because it's a quieter drone system, so it can come in for a lower level operations. So therefore, I can see DARPA and so forth investing a lot of money into exploiting the idea.
Actually, I could see the CIA doing this.
Silent Amazon delivery drones.
Or or Domino's pizza delivery drones.
Hey, honestly, I love the idea of a lot more electronic stuff happening, just because of because of the peace and quiet, but two, because you can, if you do it the right way, such as charging with solar power, etc., it's more environmentally friendly and sustainable.
Unlike Project Pluto, which is my favorite aircraft without a propeller. It's a design for a ramjet-powered cruise missile, basically.
Yeah.
And the idea was that they would load it up with nuclear bombs and fly it around the world. It could go around the world several times, spewing radiation out before it launched its missiles.
So, in other words, even if it doesn't drop bombs on you, it's going to be killing you when the nuclear fallout of its overflight.
Yeah, it is the most beautifully overkill thing I've ever heard of.
You've got to read the Matthew Riley book Ice Station.
Okay.
Because they have a nuclear-powered stealth bomber fighter that actually turns invisible to the naked eye, and it's been leaking
That's
radiation.
cool.
So someone actually thought of the idea of creating stealth technology that cloaked the plane with invisibility, but to generate the power necessary, because it was so many gigajoules of electricity, they required a nuclear reactor on board the plane.
Oh, that must be painful and expensive.
Yeah, there was just looking up Project Pluto here. There were a few other projects where they were like, let's stick a nuclear reactor on a plane.
Mm-hmm. I remember hearing one. Not sure if it was actually true or not, but I heard a rumor once about there was the proposal of creating something similar to the air fortresses used by Marvel's Avengers and all that, where they have the big airships.
The helicarriers.
Yeah, powered by a nuclear reactor. So basically, an aircraft carrier with giant propellers stationed around it, stayed in the air, and it could be up there indefinitely. They just couldn't figure out. They just couldn't figure out how to get the aircraft get the aircraft carrier to fly. I think it was the only problem they had.
Shielding.
Well, the shielding inside the aircraft carrier is possible, but the amount of lift required to lift an aircraft carrier is pretty stupendous.
Yeah.
Although, now that Marvel's done it and put it in a movie, the American military's going to go, hello.
I've actually got a page here saying what was the source of the Avengers helicarriers. It's something similar to the same type of nuclear power plants. Hang a second. It would be at least 2 nuclear-powered General Electric pressurized water reactors driving 4 turbines of 260,000 horsepower. And
that's a lot of horses.
Oh yeah.
I'm not cleaning up that mess.
But
a lot of the aircraft carriers that the American military is already using are already got nuclear reactors on board anyway.
Yeah, all of the Nimitz class, I think, are nuclear.
So
and a bunch of submarine classes.
Almost all of their submarines, except that are in active duty at the moment, are nuclear powered.
Yeah, though it turns out diesel electric is better for stealth because you can't do a full shutdown on a nuclear reactor or things get hot.
Yeah, I've actually heard a few stories about where the Australians have embarrassed the American joint operations, where they're gone sailing past them in the old Oberon class submarines, and the Americans are all sitting there in their noisy bucket of nuclear material and not heard them, because the Australians were able to the Australians actually sat there listening through the sonar and pinpointed exactly where they were and just targeted a blank spot in between them and got enough speed up. They just drifted and then shut everything down and just drifted through.
I love reading about those war games and how there's always one guy who manages to pull off something completely off the wall crazy. And then they're like, no, that couldn't possibly happen in real life. We're not going to bother training against that. Change the rules so you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. The Americans quite often saying that when they play with the Australians, because we do all sorts of crazy things, such as you can blind the Apache helicopters in Australia. If you go sit in an area with a lot of hot rocks, it takes out all their thermal imaging, so they can't see you. And
that's most of Outback Australia.
Yeah. They were doing war games, and they've gone flying over the Americans have gone flying over the top in their Apaches, and the Australians are sitting there and going, oh, we better tell them they're dead. And they got all upset and said, no, you didn't light us up. And they said, oh, sorry. So they turned on all the radar array and lit them all up and said, there you go, you're happy now. And the Americans were upset because they couldn't find them. And as soon as they got rid of that lot, they moved over to another area of rocks and sat there and set up camp. And another bunch of Apaches came through looking for them, came in over the top and, oh, yep, you're dead. And we've lost the DJ.
Oh, he's dead.
And it wasn't not me either.
Wasn't me.
All right.
The KFC must have gone to him.
Don't say that. I'll get in trouble. Since we've lost him, I suppose we've been talking about this for a while, so it's time to probably move on to the next topic, I guess.
And knowing the DJ, that was probably his topic, wasn't it?
No, it's you next.
Ah, great.
About some big news. Yeah, well, it was going to be about Nintendo, but I think you said earlier on today you had another topic you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it was going to be about the Smash Brothers leak, where the entire game has leaked. But instead, I'm going to talk about the Nintendo Creators Program, because Nintendo is finally coming into the YouTube age and opening up that Nintendo Creators Program to everyone.
Okay.
Basically, up until the end of this year, they had a program where you had to register with them, submit your videos to them, and they would take a cut of your payouts. And there were limitations about what you could play and what you couldn't, and when you could play it, and whether you were allowed to have other stuff in your channel. It was just a real pain if you wanted to get any money out of doing Let's Plays of Nintendo games.
Mm-hmm.
But they've finally caught up with the rest of the world, and they've ended the Creators Program and said that you just have to follow their guidelines.
Sounds kind of cool. Are they still scamming money out of people?
I hope
Are they
not,
still
but
taking
the
a cut of the
government's
money?
Japanese, so
It's kind of rude of them, isn't it? Like, the best thing they could do is encourage this sort of thing, because it's essentially just free advertising. But instead, they've got to try and take cash out of you and stuff you around and just be right royal pains.
Here we go. This time the guidelines loaded. They say you may monetize your videos or channels using monetization methods specified by Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
So, presumably YouTube and Twitch. Let's see if they say. Yes, they currently support Facebook, Nico Duga, whatever that is. I have never heard of that one before. OpenRec.tv, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube.
Okay.
And it's
have we got a link
basically
for this?
just your standard guidelines for any other company now.
Okay. Well, it's nice to see they're getting their heads out and coming up to the same spec as everyone else. Since the DJ's still away, do you want to talk about your other topic you were going to talk about, where the game was fully leaked?
All right then. Well, Nintendo. Oh, actually, he has edited the show notes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyway, the full copy of Smash Brothers got leaked the other day, and it makes me wonder whether they knew that would happen. So that's why they've announced everything in advance.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Still no DJ, so guess I'll have to try and do his topic for him. We've got no word on any of the messengers either.
Actually, he just threw one in the group chat. He is having trouble with the net. Keep the ball rolling.
Okay.
I was going to say I don't have any balls, but then I knew what you'd say about that.
I was going to say your girlfriend would have been disappointed.
Yep, there it is.
Anyway, apparently Neon Genesis Evangelion is coming to Netflix. So I'm just having a quick squeeze at the article here. I haven't looked at this one. It looks like it's the original series, so it's not an adaptation or anything else. So there's no screwing around from anyone else. It's just the original series.
It's Evangelion. Is that a subtitle or... because I know there's other Neon Genesis animes, aren't there?
Neon Genesis Evangelion it's the robot. It's the main thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that the DJ back with us now?
Oh, I'm back, everybody. I'm back.
Shame.
We're just talking about Neon Genesis Evangelion coming to Netflix.
What? That was quick. That was really quick.
Yeah.
We got through a
Time
whole lot.
flies when you're having fun.
Really? Wow, it was only for 10 minutes and you guys were already finished talking about Nintendo? Wow.
Well, it's only an hour-long show, so we got to talk about each of the topics and then the games and then the shout-out.
Oh.
We've now lost a minute of talking about you. So, all right, so run us through this.
That's why we never finish on time.
We're just running through. This is the original Evangelion. It hasn't been adapted or adulterated by any retard anywhere along the line.
No, this is the Evangelion. No doubt about it. So Netflix is for the first time in a long time, coming out with Neon Genesis Evangelion. Finally, after all these years.
So they're just going to be showing it. It's not no live action poppycock and nonsense.
Well, there
No
is a new
live
movie
action.
coming out. Have they said that it's going to be anime?
Which one?
Neon Genesis Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0.
Oh, that's not live action. That's those ones. Those are all animated movies from a different perspective.
Mhm.
But yeah, after all these years, Neon Genesis comes to Netflix, and my God, that's a series everyone loved watching back in the day.
What do you mean back in the day? I still enjoy watching it every now and again.
Oh come on, when did it come out? Like 1994?
Yeah, I still enjoy watching it now though.
Yeah, but then again, it's been a while. It's been a while.
I watched it earlier on this year.
Did you watch it Did you watch the home release versions or just?
I can't remember what it's called. It's just I got a copy of it and I just watched that.
Yeah, because back in the day before Netflix.
Actually, it was a copy I got from you. It
Oh, okay.
was your copy that I stole from you.
Ah.
I got to give it back to you sometime.
See, with Evangelion being on Netflix, it's cool that they're doing it on Netflix rather than people just trying to go all over DVD shops looking for the home release editions.
Although if you do actually go and want to buy it, you can actually just go to a lot of the different shops, or even just go on online and purchase it.
It must be really rare though.
BattleTech, and when I say BattleTech, I mean all of BattleTech, all of the series and all the movies from, I think it was on Amazon. So yeah.
And here's a bonus for the Evangelion fans. It's not only the series they'll be showing, but they will also be showing the movies as well, such as Evangelion Death True 2, which is also known as Death and Rebirth, and the end of Evangelion as well.
I'm just wondering, have they done Akira yet? Have they put that online in Netflix?
Nope. They have not put anything for Akira.
Well, they still suck then.
Although, mind you, with Akira, there have been talks of doing a live action movie of that.
That's not an exciting piece of news. They should just put the original Akira on. Same with Appleseed. If Netflix wants to step up and say that they're friendly to anime, they've got to put on some of these original series. And the original Astro Boy.
You mean the black and white Astro Boy?
I don't remember it being in black and white.
It wasn't. Oh yeah, 1963. Yeah, the 1963 edition was black and white.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Never saw that one.
Okay.
I've seen like one episode of it. I've seen a lot more of the color version.
Yeah, but it's interesting that not only Evangelion's coming out on Netflix, there are a couple of other things anime related that's been coming out on Netflix, like the live action Cowboy Bebop, as we've been as I've heard recently. Which I think it'll be just a bad mess. It'll be a very bad mess.
So who's actually going to do
such a ridiculous name?
Pun?
He has such a ridiculous name. Like, could you take yourself seriously if a cop walked up to you and said, "I'm Sheriff Dingledrop"?
So you haven't seen Blazing Saddles?
No, actually, I haven't.
Oh,
but that's unrelated. We're talking about Bebop.
True.
Which was next thing you're going to pick on Afro. Next thing you're going to pick on Afro Samurai. And if you pick on Afro Samurai, you'll game, because that's Samuel L. Jackson, so he'll just swear at you.
It's like when Freddie Mercury got the crowd to sing with him, and he's just on stage going "ba-ba-da-dee-dop." So they took a snippet of that and they turned it into a character's name.
Sounds fair enough to me.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury was a absolute dead set legend, so if that's how they got the name, then more power to them.
So the professor just Bucker's just beaten the professor in his own argument.
All right, I'll be back in 5 minutes, and I'm taking on Afro Samurai.
Okay, I'm gonna have to Google some Samuel L. Jackson swearing. Right, that's going to be hard.
But honestly, though, like Netflix doing all this anime stuff, it's good. But a live action Cowboy Bebop series, I mean,
I heard someone when they heard about that, they responded, "Wasn't that called Firefly?"
I saw that too.
And I have to say, I was actually amazed at the amount of abuse that person received from both sides of the fence, from the fans, from the browncoats, and also from the Bebop fans. So,
Which is hopefully unrelated to American priests.
no, it's Evangelion, not evangelical.
They're very similar.
Well,
They
philosophical.
both start with an E and a V.
You obviously haven't
And
ever watched
they-
Evangelion.
We have got to make the professor watch it. We have got to make
it now. It's on Netflix.
Oh no! It comes out next year. Unfortunately,
I can wait. I'm not going anywhere.
I don't know, if you start picking on Afro Samurai, Samuel L. Jackson may pay you a visit, and that'll be the end of it.
He seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Was that before you picked on the show, or after you picked on the show?
Hey, you know,
Just in general.
the wiki war in what's its name? Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction?
That was actually a stuff up. The person who went out and purchased that was sent out to buy the biggest afro they could find, and they came back with that, not because they didn't know what an afro was. And Samuel L. Jackson looked at it and he goes, "That thing is cool. Put it on." And he insisted, "I've got to wear this because this is better suited to the character." So
Reminds me of the Doctor Who scarf, where they told the knitter to make them some scarves, but she got it wrong and made one really big scarf.
Oh, speaking about Doctor Who and scarves, have you seen the new Doctor's scarf?
The
Which
Christmas
episode was it in?
This is
I'm not sure if
the
it's been
Christmas
in one
special.
yet, but it's coming up.
I haven't actually seen the trailer for that yet.
It's looking
I'm
good.
trying to decide if I want to avoid spoilers or not.
This is the one that Buck was talking about.
All right, I'll have a look. Where is it? Scroll. Okay, it's a nice scarf. It's not the scarf.
Buck, I think he's not sold on the idea that it's the scarf.
It's the new scarf. It's not the old scarf.
She wore the old fez.
I don't know what picture he's put up. I haven't looked at it yet.
It's the New Year special. But but back to the Evangelion. With Evangelion, there was so much
There's no fez in there. What are you talking about?
With Evangelion, the interesting part was how much mess it was involved in its production back in the day, and the fan outrage at the time. It was fun. It was a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know whether you're familiar with the how the series ending and the end of Evangelion ending were totally different. You know how that became, how it came into being, though.
Probably have heard it
Same
before.
reason any other movie ends up that way.
What's your guess, Professor?
Someone screwed around and said, "Hey, this ending isn't any good. Make a better one," and they make a new one, and it's crap.
Close enough. Yeah, that's how it was. It was basically the studio was going to the guy saying like, "Hey, can you make more episodes?" And the creator was like, "No, screw you. Go away. Bye, goodbye." And he makes End of Evangelion, which is basically everyone dies. And when I saw End of Evangelion, I was confused by the whole thing.
Yeah, but you're confused all the time anyway.
Oh, no thanks to you, Buck.
How is it my fault that
Just
you're
like
confused?
Whenever you come up with some very convoluted explanations, I get confused.
He never comes up with anything that convoluted.
Well, I know.
When I'm speaking with you, I usually try to simplify it. Are you trying to pick a fight with me?
No, I'm not.
Because I'll start using big words with more than 3 syllables.
Oh no, please! I don't want to be cleaning brains off the roof tonight.
But I think we might want to move on now, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Let's move on.
I was having so much fun dragging people off topic.
So, Professor, you've got a topic as well.
No, we've already done that.
Oh,
Remember, you came back and you went, "What? You're already done with that?" That's because we talked about it.
And you're blaming me for you being confused?
Oh yeah. So,
I think this is where we're up to games.
Yeah, as I was saying. So what games have you been playing, Buck?
I've been playing Car Mechanics Simulator 2015.
Ooh, that must be fun.
It
You
is.
should have taken your car to Bucky.
I haven't got the hoist and everything needed for that.
all the torque wrenches, all the wheel jacks.
Well, I've got jacks, and my next door neighbour used to be a mechanic, so he's got lots of other tools as well. It's just, yeah, I'm not a licensed mechanic, and I'm not going to be getting paid by his insurance company. Plus, I'm not doing a spray paint job on his car without putting in some dirty pictures.
But how's the game going so far?
It's actually really cool. It's the premise is you are operating a mechanics workshop, and you get you got a waiting list which is on your phone of different cars with different things that need to be done, and so you select the car that you want to work on next and bring it in, and you slowly work through it, and you get more XP and cash at the longer you play, which allows you to unlock extra areas and improve the performance of the workshop, and you can improve your tools as well, and then eventually you can buy cars to modify and restore. So yeah,
Nice. Does it also include designing your own car as well, or is it just
no? It's just I haven't got that far into it, but like you can get DLC for where you can do like a performance workshop and stuff as well. So you might be able to do custom paint jobs, but I think it's going to be pretty limited to certain things. But yeah,
and encountered any problems yet?
Not really. You see that it's very much just straightforward, taking the parts off of the car and putting the new pieces in and so forth. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Nice. So Professor, what games have you been playing?
Banished.
Oh, nice.
Which is what I wish I could do to you.
Really?
It's a colony survival game. Punk developers, you're not the first. Where you put together a village, a medieval age village, to survive the horrors of winter and disease. And I'm not that great at it.
Let me guess. After 1 week, you obliterated the village, didn't you?
No, I lasted a bit longer this latest game. I didn't last winter. I lost 15 people because we ran out of firewood.
Well.
And I had a horde of mites move into my town just before there's no houses yet.
A horde of what?
I should not have accepted migrants.
Right.
Okay. I should not have accepted them because I had enough houses and they all died.
But they can help fertilize the fields for spring.
It's like, where did all the migrants go? Oh, you'll never see them again.
You see that lovely field of turnips over there? See, people like game developers need to be more pragmatic.
You were saying there.
I said, "What are we eating? Hans burger."
Next minute we'll be talking about Soylent Green.
And
Punk actually does have eat people as an option.
Mm-hmm.
I think anyway.
Kind of like Scum.
Yeah. Lots of games are getting the cannibalism kick these days.
Well, it's a viable source of food.
Yeah.
Like personally, I prefer the fertilizer because you can turn a lot more food out of a corpse that way than just a barbecue.
Less chance of Kuru as well.
Yeah.
Well, that too.
Yeah. So have you encountered any problems in that game there, Professor?
No, it's pretty solid. The only real issues I have is when my sister had a bunch of mods because she was the last one to play it, and the game's been updated, so they were crashing the game.
Ouch.
Okay.
But the game itself, like vanilla Banished, is very solid.
Nice. Oh man, I've been playing Fallout 76 and yep.
Giving $5 of game to anyone who bought our Armor Edition.
Lucky I didn't do that.
Skipping out on the carry bag.
So let's give the recap to Buck. So you know the collector's edition, the power armor one, right?
Yeah, you kept going on about it, and you were all excited.
Yeah,
and that's what we're literally talking about.
Yeah. So basically, the one of the stuff in the bag, which was basically the canvas bag, for the commas, canvas bag. Turns out some of the people that got the Power Armor edition got instead of a canvas bag, a very flimsy copy of it. And people were really upset about it, and they said they asked Bethesda, "Hey, what the heck is going on?" And Bethesda was saying, "Oh, it was too expensive to make the canvas bag, so we gave each and every one of you this very poor copy of a bag."
How much did they charge for the Power Armor?
$200 for the Power Armor edition. $200 apparently.
My school bag when I was going through school was a canvas bag. It cost me $20.
Yeah.
And I mean, like this was like one of like the ones that they have in the military. Like everyone was getting them back in the 80s and 90s. I've still got it. It's somewhere in the garage at the moment with gear in it. Like I think I got 3 of them now. Yeah. And you can still go buy them at just army disposals and camping stores.
Yeah, this was
canvas is bloody brilliant.
So basically they said like, oh yeah, so Bethesda's first response was okay, it was too expensive to make the bag. And then after further complaints, they said, "We understand and respect that there is disappointment with the bag in the Power Armor edition. We are sorry. Please contact Bethesda support to provide proof of your CE purchase. They will assist you in granting your account 500 atoms."
Which is $5 worth of the in-game currency.
Which is probably about all it would have actually cost them to have bought the bag and had it printed.
And I've seen someone's response saying, "Ironically, 500 atoms won't even buy you the Fallout 76 Postman skin that actually comes with a canvas bag. It costs 700." Oh, that must be painful.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
and see, even No Man's Sky didn't have as bad a launch as this. No Man's Sky had a bad launch, and everyone was like, "Well, that was a mistake. Don't buy it," and moved on. This is just unforgiving.
Like, I would say this. I wanted to play. When I first played it, I kind of gave up on it. Then Bethesda says, "Oh, we're going to release a patch," and it was a 15 gig patch, and that made me wait a long time. And then when the patch came out, I started to play again. That patch didn't do shit. It was just constant
language.
Dude, it was just horrible. Like I was constantly logging out. The server was constantly logging me out. Enemies were kept on popping up instantaneously. There was frame rate issues as well. It just didn't do anything. So I was just not happy with the patch. And I think Bethesda earlier on as well, they were saying that they're going to come up with a couple more patches in the next few months or weeks. Isn't that right, Professor?
Yeah, they're claiming they're going to keep patching it. But I think it's a bit late. They've lost any goodwill.
I just did a quick search online for canvas duffel bags.
Yeah,
and you can get like they've got them there, similar to what I had when I was in school, for $30. It looks like it's about 3 times the size of what you guys have got there.
That was funny. They're saying, but the first response was basically saying, due to unavailability of materials, we had to switch to nylon carrying case in the Power Armor edition. We hope this doesn't prevent anyone from enjoying what we feel like is one of our best collector's edition. I'm sorry, one of your best? Yeah, Bethesda. Yeah, you must be.
Keep digging.
Yeah, keep digging, Bethesda. Yeah, keep digging.
Keep digging, and you'll get to China, and you can actually pick up some of those canvas bags.
No. There's actually an app I saw. Someone was complaining about people in Australia saying when they dig through, they go to China. So there's actually an app where you put in the location where you are, and it shows where if you dug straight down, where you'd come out on the other side of the planet. So apparently,
Yeah, the antipodian point.
yeah. So apparently,
That's a good thing about that.
from the Bayside area, I did it. It came out that I would be sitting somewhere off the west coast of Africa in the ocean.
Holy.
So I don't go through to China.
You're gonna take a left turn once you're slightly past the mantle.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. This game, I don't know, man. This might be the first and last time I buy any games from Bethesda. To be honest with you, I just don't know
Your
how.
first Bethesda game?
Yeah, this is my first Bethesda game.
Wow.
This is my first Bethesda game, and
Virgin.
and I can't believe it. They screwed this up so badly. Like graphically, it was horrible. I can. There's a list. There's an endless list I can come up with of how wrong this game is. But you guys will you guys be buying it in the long run? Like after all the patches and everything?
Maybe in about 5 years.
Only if they put a No Man's Sky and they manage to completely revamp it.
Completely
because it's taken No Man's Sky 2 years, but they're finally getting a lot of the features they said were going to be in there on release. So that's what it would take for me to play Fallout 76 at this point.
So 2.5 years later.
Yeah.
But here's a question for you guys: with this recent saga of events that's happened, would you guys ever buy Skyrim, the new Elder Scrolls game, and the new Starfield game that's coming out?
Not if it's going to be on this engine.
Well, the new Elder Scrolls game better not be as much of a snafu as this, because the fans of Skyrim are a pretty violent group. So,
Bucky, stop generalizing an entire population by yourself.
Hey, I'm not even the most violent person I've seen playing the game. I've seen other people that are much more violent.
Oh, that will be interesting. Imagine the day Bucky gets the game and it turns out to be an absolute mess.
Mate, I'd go find the hassle from E3 and I would make him very sorry.
Give him the Samuel L. Jackson treatment.
No. I'd give him the Bucky treatment. Samuel L. Jackson's a pussy compared to the Bucky treatment.
Okay. On that note, let's move on to.
Hang on.
Yo.
So, has there been any good points to Fallout 76?
I don't know, man. Even with this new patch that's coming, I can't see anything good, man. It's just becoming more and more painful. I just honestly can't see anything good, man.
Okay.
So as much as, like I said, from the last episode I said about how the game is good at in terms of crafting and making stuff, it's just with the constant server crashes and constant glitches we're seeing in the game. I just honestly can't see anything good anymore in that game.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, Bethesda, you've kind of lost a potential big fan. Anyways, to our shout outs. So we've got an interesting shout out couple of shout outs this week.
Bloody hope so.
Oh yeah.
I've just done a quick look around online.
Yeah. Just
before we move on. I found a bag. Now this has got camouflage pattern on it. That's kind of basically what I had when I was at school, except mine was just plain. I had a navy blue one and a grey one. That was a bit bigger. And you can still buy them. Like this is for $50, but it's a nice big 40-litre bag.
Let me see, how much is it for Fallout 76, the Power Armor Edition? Because I swear I saw it. It was
$200. Remember we were
that's
talking
American.
about that, weren't we?
No, that was American. I'm looking at the Australian price. Okay, for the PC edition, $299 Australian.
Okay, well, you can get yourself a better bag that's probably 3 times the size or 4 times the size for $50. And it is actually made out of canvas. And these things are designed to actually be used by the military. It's actually a proper duffel bag.
Anyway, so we've got some shout outs. So one of our shout outs for this week is NASA with their InSight probe landing on Mars.
Mm-hmm. And we've actually got some pictures on the Facebook page of some of the latest images released by NASA.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, that was funny.
Hey, just out of curiosity, you've gone past the birthdays and straight to the shout outs.
No, I just talked about the shout outs.
Sorry, it's hidden there in amongst other bits and pieces. My apologies.
Oh, Bucky.
It's so small. It's lost in amongst some of the other clutter.
So yeah, it's the NASA InSight probe landing on Mars. What an achievement, hey?
Yep.
So, what do you think, Professor? So, we'll finally answer some few questions on whether there is life on Mars.
No.
No.
That's too much of a god awful small affair for this rover. It's not even a rover. Doesn't even have wheels. It's there to measure earthquakes.
That'd be fun.
Well, Mars quakes.
And haven't they already established that there are signs of bacteria? Therefore, there is life on Mars.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although it turns out that Curiosity's drill wasn't properly decontaminated.
So the bacteria might have been from Earth.
Yep.
Oh, Matt Damon's got to go up there.
He'll make something up. He'll make something. So another shout out. I didn't put this on the show notes, but this came in a couple of days ago, and that was the creator of SpongeBob SquarePants, Steven Hillenberg. He dies of Lou Gehrig's disease at the age of 57. He'll be sadly missed.
Although I have to say there is actually a scary similarity between Patrick and SpongeBob SquarePants and the guy with the neck that's been it's been going viral on social media lately.
Oh?
Well, if you look at the shape of his neck and his head, it's going up into a point. So he looks like Patrick.
Was Patrick and SpongeBob?
The Coneheads walk among us.
Yeah. The starfish.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I'm seeing the picture of Patrick and SpongeBob, and I don't see the point going on one.
Well, look at Patrick's head.
Yeah.
It's one arm of it's one of the 5 points on the starfish.
Yeah.
Now look at a picture of the next generation, and and the guy that's been going viral because he's got such a massive neck and he's actually been arrested twice within a week.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. That guy with the long neck.
No, the guy with the big neck.
Big neck. That's all.
Right, his neck is bigger than his head.
Big neck meme. Oh.
Seriously, I wonder how you get out of bed sometimes.
With one heck of an alarm clock.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
I need one of them.
But
I have trouble getting out of bed, but it's not because I'm dumb. Oh wow!
What's the matter? What did you look at now?
I've just the images of Big Neck just loaded.
Haven't you seen that before now?
No, I haven't.
My goodness, I wish I could have been that. I so wish I could have been that lucky. He's been arrested twice in a really short period of time. And he's like, and there's all sorts of memes coming out, like Star Trek: The Next Generation, and all sorts of stuff like that.
Wow. Just scroll down for some of the memes, and I've got pictures of Benedict Cumberbatch on the end of someone's thumb. Just his head.
Just post it up, dude. Post it up.
Oh, someone's even made a Loch Ness Monster picture using him.
Yeah. There's so many pictures and memes that have been going around.
Oh my god! But interesting fact about the guy, about the creator of SpongeBob. He's also a marine biologist by day. So he loves both drawing and marine biology. Hillenberg convinced, wrote, produced, and directed the animated series that began in 1993. What a legend, guys!
Mm-hmm.
I was busy looking at memes.
Same here, sorry.
So now we go down to birthdays. Okay, so 27th of November 1940, Bruce Lee, also known as Lee Junfan, Chinese American martial artist and actor, famous in Enter the Dragon, was born in San Francisco, California. 27th of November 1951, Catherine Bigelow, American director, producer, and writer, famous for works such as The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30, born in San Carlos, California. 27th of November 1953, Curtis Armstrong, American actor, famous in works such as Moonlighting, Revenge of the Nerds, and Supernatural, born in Detroit, Michigan. 27th of November 1955, Bill Nye, science communicator, television presenter, and mechanical engineer, famous for shows such as Bill Nye the Science Guy and Bill Nye Saves the World, was born in Washington, D.C. 27th of November 1963, Fisher Stevens, American actor, director, and producer for movies such as Short Circuit, Hackers, and The Cove, born in Chicago, Illinois. 27th of November 1983, Professor Green. Yes, that's actually Professor Green. British rapper, singer, songwriter, actor, television personality from London, and co-host of Lip Sync Battle UK, born in Hackney, London. 28th of November 1757, William Blake, English poet and artist, famous for works such as Songs of Innocence and Experience, born in London, England. 28th of November 1950, Ed Harris, American actor, famous for works such as for acting in movies such as Right Stuff, Swing Shift, Walker, Coma, and The History of Violence. Born in Englewood, New Jersey. 28th of November 1987, Karen Gillan, Scottish actress, director, screenwriter, and model, famous for acting in such shows as Doctor Who and various Marvel movies as Nebula, and also in the recent Jumanji remake, Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, born in Inverness, Scotland. So now we head down to events of interest. 22nd of November 2013, Frozen, the highest grossing animated film of all time, starring Idina Menzel and Kirsten Bell, was released. Famous for that song, Let It Go, Let It Go.
Let that KFC nugget go.
I'm so to kick him out of server.
Hey, the Florida guy that we're calling about has been titled Big Neck.
Yeah.
Apparently there's talk about him getting a sponsorship deal from Netflix. Although the police are concerned because while he's been captured, his neck is still at large.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. You're going to come up with so many neck jokes after this episode, aren't you?
Oh, mate, there's so many of them already out there. Seriously, it's just every time I've turned on my laptop and been checking Facebook or emails or stuff, people are sending stuff to me, and it's just like, yeah, like there's the Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's no longer Shrek; it's now Neck. Like there's so many bits and pieces.
Neckman.
Yeah, he's appearing in pictures in SpongeBob SquarePants. They're replacing Patrick. Like there's they've got pictures of him on Easter Island, replacing all the statues. Like it's just out of control.
Oh my god, I think I've seen a couple of these pictures. Check this out, guys. I think I had enough internet for one day.
Yeah.
So let's get to the events of interest.
Although I like the comment someone said where apparently he swallowed a whole bottle of Viagra and it got stuck in his neck.
Oh my god. Anyways, let's head down to the events of interest. So let's continue with the events of interest. So 27th of November, November 8 BC, Roman Republican poet Odes dies at 56. 27th of November, 1852, Ada
Wasn't that
Lovelace.
Horace?
Is it? Oh, Horace. Right. My mistake.
Yeah, it's Horace.
Right. I should have written. I figured there was something wrong with the notes.
Well, it even says it in the link that you got pasted there next to it.
Oh,
Because Horace, the Roman Republican poet, died.
So he's famous with his works such as Odes.
Yes.
Okay. 27th of November, 1852, Ada Lovelace, English mathematician, considered the first computer programmer, dies of uterine cancer at 36. 27th of November, 1920, The Mask of Zorro, directed by Fred Niblo and starring Douglas Fairbanks, is shown in New York. It's dubbed the first American superhero film. 27th of November 1924, in New York City, the first Macy's Thanksgiving parade is held. Oh, I wonder how many floats were at that Thanksgiving parade.
You're the one who suggested this one, so you should have checked it out.
Oh, I suggested this one because of something incredible happened at this year's Thanksgiving parade, and that was a float of Goku.
Uh-huh.
And the internet went wild with that one.
Well, some of it did. Most of the internet I was connected to was making fun of a drug guy in Florida.
with the neck. Although I gotta admit, this is the first time an anime character is featured on a Thanksgiving parade.
On the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been parades of anime characters in Japan. They have special days where they have Pokemon characters taking over cities. What was that one the other week where they had all the Pikachus and so forth took over one of the cities in Japan?
Yeah.
The Pikachu army.
Well, they had a great big gathering, and they had all these people dressed up in Pikachu costumes and so forth, and they had a big celebration. So
yeah, they had they call it the Pikachu army, and it was basically to celebrate the Pokemon's 20th anniversary.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, they had the hang on a second.
That beats the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. I'm sorry,
but it's Dragon Ball Z, man. It's Dragon Ball Z.
I want to see more Pikachu armies.
Who cares? It's Dragon Ball Z is not. Everyone is in love with it. Like seriously, if I want to watch someone stand there for 20 minutes screaming and carrying on, I'll just get you and kick you in the nads, and you like seriously. Like when Dragon Ball Z started up, I used to enjoy watching it. But then it just got to the point where every episode, it was like half the episode was Goku or someone carrying up. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but it sounds almost like a porno. Like the and they cut back and forth. Like I think it was I stopped watching it after Goku, and I think it was Vegeta, and they're cutting back and forth between one and the other, and they're both powering up, so they were screaming. It sounded like it sounded like a homosexual pornographic movie. My brother came out to see what I was watching.
Anyways, moving along. So, 27th of November 1967, the Beatles released their album Magical Mystery Tour.
Awesome album.
Mm-hmm. This is the one before they break up, or?
Well, yeah. Well, they had the White Album as well.
Okay.
Which came after this one, I think.
Okay. 27th of November 1971, the Soviet space program Mars 2 orbiter releases a descent module. It malfunctions and crashes, but it is the first man-made object to reach the surface of Mars.
That they know of.
Yeah. 27th of November 1978, Harvey Milk, first openly gay person to be elected to public office, assassinated by Dan White at 48. There's a movie based on Harvey Milk's life, isn't there?
There is.
Good movie. 27th of November 2014, PD, which is full name Phyllis Dorothy James, Baroness James of Holland Park, English crime writer, famous for works such as Death in Holy Orders, dies at 94.
27th of November 2014.
And 29th of November 1972, Atari releases Pong, the first commercially successful video game.
And it's still going strong today.
Oh yeah.
You can actually play Pong. They play bricks at the Cube at QUT.
Yeah.
They got a great big wall. You can actually play it as a team with I think it's like 4 or 5 people. So yeah.
Huh. So anything else, anything else to add in, fellas?
There was, but I've forgotten it.
Oh,
I was thinking it halfway through the show. I was like, I got to remember that. Guess what I did?
You remember, but you can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
How about you, Buck?
No, I'm fine.
Fine. All right, so that's the end of the show for tonight. Thank you for listening. You can find us on Facebook, our Facebook page, which is Nerds Amalgamated. You can find us on Twitter, which is @namalgamated. If you have any comments or any feedback, send us an email through nerds.amalgamated@gmail.com. You can follow us. You can also find us on our That's Not Canon Productions website, and you can buy merch. I tells you, really good merch.
Or,
and you can also
for
follow
those who want the whole word, it's merchandise. And I recommend the travel mugs. They're awesome.
Oh yeah. And you can also follow other That's Not Canon Production podcasts as well, such as Everybody Wants to Be a Cat and the Flew from Papa Podcast and Murder in the Land of Oz.
Yes, actually, they received a negative review. So whoever it was that gave them the negative review, that's not very nice.
There was another podcast I also got received negative review, and there was unfeatured articles.
Yeah, but the girls on Murder in the Land of Oz are nice.
Yeah.
The guys from unfeatured articles, I reckon it was one of them who wrote it about themselves.
Is this another conspiracy theory, Buck?
Pardon?
Oh, Professor?
They want the sympathy.
Yeah. They just wanted the Me Too movement aspect.
A Buck is starting a conspiracy theory again.
When did I start a conspiracy theory?
The penguins. What was that?
That's not a conspiracy. That's reality. I've just acknowledged it and spoken it aloud.
Anyway, so from us, see you guys.
See you next week.
Hooroo.